This is Bill. We're at David's place in the Canadian Rockies again, and it's in the middle of the afternoon, probably time for a snack.
And I thought I'd do something that every guy loves, which is chicken wings. I'm going to barbecue them with a little soy Indonesian chili sauce.
I guess we could choke that down.
If we must.
Barbecue chicken wings are something they're so good to make, you just have to give it a try. All you got to do is just cut the chicken wings at the joints, and the little end piece like that is no good. You got to throw it out. I will point out that you can use those little end pieces though to make chicken stock out of if you want to save them up. So if you're really going to start learning how to cook, save them. Otherwise, throw them in the garbage. Okay, we're just cutting up the last chicken wing down through the joint again. Sometimes it sticks a little bit, just give it a bit more muscle. Cut the end off, and there you go. The chicken wings are ready to go on the barbecue. I like to sprinkle a bit of little seasoning on the wings before I barbecue them. You can use anything you want, Cajun mix, Italian mix, whatever. I've got a Mrs. Dash Italian mix that's got no salt in it, and the Indonesian chili sauces and other Asian chili sauces tend to have a fair amount of salt in them, so I'm going to use this because it's got less, and you just basically just sprinkle it all over the chicken wings, and then turn them over and do the same thing again. It's a good idea to start your barbecue about 10 minutes before you start cooking wings to make sure that the temperature's already up. We want to make a sauce to put on the chicken wings, and Asian chili sauces are different than Canadian. That they're made with just ground peppers and stuff instead of tomato like the Canadian. So make sure you get the Asian, and they come in hot and mild. I really want kind of a medium for my chicken wings, so I'm going to use about 1/4 cup of hot and 1/4 cup of mild. Now, another thing about Indonesian chili sauce or Asian chili sauce, the mildest is hotter than most people care for. So if you don't like hot wings, don't make this recipe. So I got about 1/2 cup of chili sauce. And then it's pretty thick to cook with and it'll kind of tend to burn. So I like to put in about 2 tablespoons to 3 tablespoons of soy sauce just to thin it out. And it gives it a little darker color so the wings look a little darker when they cook. And just stir that up, and that's the sauce you'll be using on the chicken. I don't put any sauce on the chickens before I put them on the barbecue. I just put them on over low heat and then brush them as I'm cooking them, a little bit each time. And then the last addition of sauce I put a lot on so you get the full-on flavor of the sauce when they're finished. I've got my barbecue heated up for 10 minutes, so it got quite hot. Then I've turned the temperature down to really about medium-low, medium-low, because you want to cook your chicken wings slowly so they get crispy, but you cook the meat all the way through without burning the outside. So we're just going to lay them onto the barbecue. Nothing could be simpler. Once you got the chicken on the barbecue, you want to give it a very light brush of the sauce for the first time. We brush them, just got a light coating on them, shut the lid, let them sit for about 3 minutes. 40 minutes even is fine. Now that we've let them sit for 3 to 4 minutes, we'll just give them a turn over. Once you've turned them, guess what? Give it another very light brushing of the sauce. We've turned them, we brush them with a little bit of sauce, we've closed the barbecue lid, and they'll sit for 3 or 4 minutes. The 3 or 4 minutes have gone by, so we're going to turn them one more time. But this time, you're not going to brush them again. The whole purpose of that first brushings of the light stuff is just get them nice and brown and crispy. It gives them a nice coating on the skin, as you can see from that dark stuff. The last one's turned, and guess what? We're going to shut it and wait about 3 to 4 minutes. This is You Can Make It, so a critical ingredient is, while the wings are cooking, you must imbibe in a copious quantity of wine. We're going to have one more flip on this to make sure they're done, but you want to check and make sure they're close to done. You do that by squeezing. If they feel firm, they're close to done. If you're worried about it, cut into one of the bigger ones, but these are close to done. They're going to be cooked just a bit longer because we're going to flip them once more. See how nice and crisp they are there? That's what you want. And we're going to turn the heat down to really low now. We've got the heat turned down low, we've got them turned, and this time we want to give them a bit more of a slathering of the sauce. Give them a little glisten on them. Now that I've got them all slathered and a little glistening, I'm going to shut the lid on it and let it sit for a couple, 3 minutes again over very low heat, as low as your barbecue will go. And you'll note I'm almost out of sauce, so I'm going to just mix up a bit more. Now the trick is you can't have the shiny side over direct heat or it'll just burn. So you're going to turn these up and line them all up on the warming section of your barbecue up here, so that that shiny thick sauce isn't over direct heat. So now that they're all up on the warming area, again you want to slather it up a bit and make them shiny with a lot of sauce, because that's what gives it the flavor. Also makes it hot Asian chicken wings, because this is spicy stuff even if I mix the mild in. Now that you've got them all brushed and shiny, because they're up, you can give just a little bit more heat back up sort of medium-low. And you're going to want to shut the lid and this time give them about 5 minutes to finish glazing, just in heat, not over direct heat. 5 minutes have gone by and we should be ready to eat chicken wings. I know they look terrible, but they taste great. What do you think, Bill? Will these be any good?
They look awfully good to me. Sure smell good. Do they have to cool down?
It depends on whether you like your fingerprints or not. Well, Bill, do you think they look okay?
They smell terrific. I'm sure they're going to taste good too.
I think they'll be delicious. Do you think you can make it?
I think so.
Good for you. Cheers.
Cheers.